Good evening. I'm going to call this meeting to order. Pursuant to the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10-4-10, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by advertising such notice in the Home News Tribune, the Asbury Park Press, the Board Office, the schools, and on Cablevision Channel 118 and Verizon Vios 24, and by filing such notice with the Township Clerk. This meeting was scheduled for Tuesday, April 24th, 2018. The Board will take formal action on payment of bills and other agenda items.
The Old Bridge Township Board of Education acknowledges that the law of this state establishes that members of the public, including members of the board, have the right to record public board meetings using audio or video recording devices, provided that that act of recording does not interfere with the business of this public board meeting. Therefore, the board makes it known that any such recording is to be considered the private recording of the individual and in no manner represents the official record of this board. The board therefore takes no responsibility for such private recording and completely disavows any future use.
Thank you, Mr. Mara. Roll call, please. Callie?
Here.
DeCarroll?
Here.
DePrima? Here. Dinoff?
Present.
Lent?
Here.
Reed?
Here.
Singh?
Here.
Silikowski?
Present.
Dunn?
Here.
Quorum exists. Very well, Mr. Mara. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's stand for a moment of silence. In memoriam, move the board acknowledge the death of Francis DeCibas, retired teacher and planetarium director, and Joseph Segalia, retired educator and administrator, and express its deepest sympathy to their families and friends. Thank you. You may be seated. Mr. Dinoff, would you read the Code of Ethics for this evening?
Yes, thank you. Good evening, everyone. This is the Code of Ethics Corner highlight of the month. The board member will carry out his or her responsibility not to administer the schools, but together with fellow board members ensure they are well run. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dinoff. As you can see, we have our 2017-2018 district goals and our 2017-2018 board goals listed below. Approval of minutes. Mr. Mara? I'm sorry. Let's have a motion, please, for approval of the minutes.
DeCarroll motion.
Thank you, Mr. Carroll. Can I have a second?
Lent will second it.
Thank you, Ms. Lent. Any concern or conversation or any changes to the minutes? Not seeing anything. Mr. Mara, roll call.
Kelly?
Yes.
DeCarroll? Yes. DePrima?
Yes.
Dinoff?
Yes.
Lent?
Yes.
Reed?
Yes.
Singh?
Yes.
Silikowski?
Yes.
Dunn?
Yes.
Resolution 1 passes.
Very well, Mr. Mara. Report of the student representative to the board. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. So Student Senate raised $1,000 for our state charity, which is called America's Girl Row. And because of that, we're taking a trip to Six Flags, and we're going to be awarded a plaque for our donation. The seniors Senate members are going to Rutgers to meet with their student government tomorrow and learn from them. Our Relay for Life is going to take place on May 19th this year. It's from 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. We're going to have a spring tailgate on May 1st. It's where the spring sports are going to play their games. There's going to be food trucks and other sorts of games for anyone spectating to play. We have our park testing next week, so as the seniors don't have to take it, we're having a senior week where students can either opt to go on trips like bowling, an escape room, or the movies to see the new Avengers movie. Or you could stay back at the high school and participate in tournaments like a 3v3 basketball tournament and a volleyball tournament. And lastly, I would just like to shout out our very own Victoria Tarnowski, who's up there on the camera. She is a finalist in the Project FX Film Festival, which is one of the biggest film festivals in the state, for her film Helios. So please give a round of applause for Victoria.
Excellent, very well. Thank you for your report this evening. First, I just want to make a quick comment about a program that the superintendent has asked our 8th grade parents to participate in. As we know, Hidden in Plain Sight program is a very viable and very necessary program in Old Bridge. As we know, there's a lot of issues in our community and nationwide concerning the use of opioids and drugs and alcohol. And this program is worthwhile. I had the fortunate ability to go and see the program last Thursday evening. It's called Sandburg Middle School, since I have an 8th grader myself. And I learned a tremendous amount about what is going on in today's society that's affecting our young children. And the best way to combat these items is through education, not only through the children, but also the parents as well. I had to spend time there. I thought it was an incredible program and enlightened my perspective on what we need to do to keep our children safe and understanding the signs that could, lead to an issue. So I, as board president, and I know that a good number of my colleagues here on the board, fully support this program because we need to ensure our children are safe, and this program does that by helping the parents see the signs of these type of uses of drugs and alcohol. So again, I just want to commend our superintendent for taking the lead on this. It's something that is necessary, and the board is fully behind our superintendent. With that said, there is a third evening at Sandburg Middle School this Thursday at 7 p.m. Any parents who would like to come and see this program, you're welcomed. It's an incredible program. It's good for us to understand what the issues are at hand of our children. And again, it's a worthwhile program. I was there, I saw it, and a few of my other colleagues here on the board were in attendance. And again, the more information we have as parents, the better off we can understand our children and make sure that they are safe moving forward. With that said, I'd like to move forward to recognition. Mr. Sedino.
Thank you, Mr. Dunn. Always a great evening, the April board meeting. We traditionally recognize many of our young ladies and gentlemen. It reminds me of what my grandfather used to say to me when he looked at all his grandchildren. He goes, "There's not a bad-looking one in the bunch." This is a good-looking crowd. We are very fortunate, the children we have here in Old Bridge. Smart and good-looking. Okay, so our first recognition is for move the board to recognize all the participants and volunteers who participate in the Sodexo 2018 Future Chef Challenge on March 24th at Old Bridge High School. I would like to have our board member, Sal, please join us with Ms. Feliciano, Mr. DePrima at the dais to commend these wonderful students that took part in this event. I have to say off the bat, it's the first one I've missed in probably 7 years because I had the stomach flu. And I had nothing to do with the food here at the school district. I didn't eat here, so thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cittadino. I asked to speak about this because I am the chair of the Food Services Committee, and I've been a judge on the Future Chefs competition for the past few years. These kids are amazing. A few years ago, it was just, a nice little healthy snack, and it was very good. We're up to full-grown meals now. I mean, they really do an amazing job. I'm going to turn it over to Michelle Feliciano and Kate Salerno. They are from Sodexo. They kind of organize this and run it, and I'd like to have them introduce the children. You need that?
Thank you. So my name is Michelle. I run the lunch program here at Old Bridge Schools. So real quick summary of what the Future Chef is. We actually start this program back in November. We send out recipe cards to all the elementary schools to have anyone who wants to in 4th and 5th grade to participate in this program. They submit recipe cards. This year was Asian inspired, so they had to submit an Asian inspired recipe. We chose one finalist to compete from each elementary school, and from that group, they all came on March 24th, I think it was, to compete in the contest. So basically 11 of them all came in at 8 o'clock in the morning. real tired, and they had to make about 75 to 100 tasting portions of their recipe. We had judges. We also had the help of the high school culinary students to help the students, and in addition, our cooks from our elementary schools also helped them as well. So they all did a fabulous job. I'm going to call their names. Okay. I'm going to start with the elementary school kids. I'm not sure who's here. I know I definitely saw some of them, but I'm just going to call the names if you are here. They're coming.
They're going to go off stage, just let them come up.
When I call your name, come on up on stage. Luke Babst, Tyler Day Coutu, Brian Smith, Hayat Aidid, Peyton Kamei, Amira Rachidi, Claudia Rachuzny, Annalisa Coco, Dominic Kellert, Ashley Waslis, and now Ashley was our winner this year, so congratulations to Ashley. And Sarah Wallace. From our high school students, I also saw some of you here, so if I call your name, come on up, right? You want them up here? Hillary Beek, Victoria Russo, Kayla Butchbinder, Erica Severino, Nicole Ginsberg, Peter La Puerta, Ryan Uhas, Kayvon Morgan, Eric Menza, Vincent Procilli, Pablo Garcia, and Tony Song. And I don't see any of our Sodexo employees here, probably because it's just too late. We're all up at the crack of dawn, so it's probably too late for them.
Step off the stage over there, where Miss Feliciano can give you the certificates over there. This is for the elementary and there's the high school. Thank you.
This is the high school.
I'll be OD. Oh, it's not, man. Sorry.
Someone with a camera in the audience lost their memory card, so if you go home and you don't have your memory card in your camera, just reach out to me in the business office and I'll have it in the business office.
Please do.
Thank you and congratulations, everybody. Great job. I'm going to turn this back over to Mr. Cittadino, but future chefs, as soon as you get your award, turn around, because the next part, this is a perfect segue into the next recognition of where you might be next year or the year after, and just listen and appreciate it. Mr. Cittadino, please.
Okay, at this time, I'd like to have Anthony Martino and his family please come join me at the podium. You can stay there and have Anthony come to me. It's more of an interview. I got to get to know this guy. So, for those of you in the public who do not know, Anthony Martino is a student at Carl Sandburg Middle School. He recently was selected to compete in the Master Chef Junior competition, and he represented the Old Bridge Township well in his work there. Tell us a little about the experience. What was it like for you?
Well, it was very challenging at first because you first had to get to meet all the judges, and you really thought like Gordon Ramsay was really intimidating at first. But once you got to know him, he was really nice, and he helped out a lot of kids, and it really inspired him to open up their own restaurants when they grow up and to keep cooking.
Excellent. And I know your nickname on the show was Tony Clams.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yes.
All right. So what is your signature dish?
Well, the name where Tony Clams comes from is I cooked linguine and clam sauce, and Joe Bastianich, one of the judges, named me Tony Clams because back in Brooklyn, he used to catch a lot of clams, and he used to sell them to people, so they used to call him Joey Clams, so that's where he got the name from for me.
Okay. So for me, when I'm in the kitchen, my go-to tool is I have to have a good set of cooking tongs.
Yeah.
What about you? What's your go-to tool that you need to have?
Probably a spatula.
Good spatula?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations
Thank you.
on everything you did, and I hope you learned a lot from
Thank
it. Are you going to stick with it?
Yes,
Excellent.
definitely.
And did they have a hair person work with you there? Because you have the best hair. I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, they did.
The hair and makeup.
Yeah, they touched us up a little. Like if we had like a pimple here and there, they put some makeup on.
Well, you're looking great. Fantastic.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Here's your certificate.
Thank
Have
you.
a nice picture with your family right over there. Okay, moving along. At this point, I would like to have Ms. Anahita Keeler, our Director of World Cultures, ESL, World Languages, everything, make her way to the dais as I read this motion to have them move the board to recognize staff member Harpreet Malhi, teacher of French at Old Bridge High School, for being selected for the American Association of Teachers of French, the AATF, for the 2018 Summer Scholarship to France, sponsored by the Embassy of France Award. What a great recognition. Tell us more about it. Thank you.
Thank you. Merci beaucoup, Monsieur Cittadino. It's my honor and pleasure to introduce and welcome up to the podium Madame Harpreet Malhi. Madame, venez ici, s'il te plaît. Merci beaucoup. I'm just going to say a few words about Madame Malhi in case you do not know her. Madame Malhi is being honored tonight in recognition of her selection as a 2018 recipient of an expenses-paid scholarship to Vichy France this summer for 2 weeks. The scholarship, offered through the AATF, as Mr. Cittadino indicated, the American Association of Teachers of French, selected Madame Malhi for her passion and dedication to her students and the French culture and language, an honor extremely well-deserved. In her 10-year Old Bridge career, Madame Malhi has become a mentor, a leader, a friend, and a support system for the World Language Department district-wide. Stepping foot into her classroom, one is easily and very quickly transported into a new country where meaningful technology and truly authentic support systems are the norm, and it's a place where all students love to learn. And in fact, I have to say, after being in her classroom for many, many years and having the honor of sitting and visiting, I don't think she's quite realized that when she comes here every day, she comes to a job and not just to a hobby, because you truly don't want to leave her classroom when you're in there. Madame Malhi shows equal passion and love for her students as she does for the profession of which she is a tireless supporter. I truly thank her for her help, her advice, and her efforts towards the recruitment in the world language arena, and I truly cannot think of a more deserving person for this high honor. So please join me in giving her a hearty round of applause. Félicitations. Très bien, madame. Merci. Merci. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. The next recognition is another program that's near and dear to my heart. I'd like to move the Board of Education to recognize members of the Jonas Salk Middle School Animal Club and their advisor, Jonas Salk Middle School teacher Daniel Sullivan, for their commitment to supporting the Old Bridge Animal Shelter. Their ongoing fundraising has accrued over $1,000 for the shelter and donated countless needed supplies and foodstuffs. Thank you very much. If we're going to have Mr. Lynch, can you join us at the dais?
Thank you, Mr. Cittadino. Good evening, everyone. It is my pleasure to be here this evening to recognize the efforts and dedication of the Jonas Salk Middle School science teacher, Mr. Daniel Sullivan, and the Jonas Salk Middle School Animal Club, and their commitment to raising money for the Old Bridge Animal Shelter. At the time of this recognition was submitted, they had reached just over $1,000. To date, they have now raised just over $2,000 among donations and food supplies. At this time, I'd like to bring up Mr. Dan Sullivan to tell you a little bit more about their mission and their endeavors. Thank you.
Mr. Lynch, Mr. Sullivan, can you have all of the young people from the club come up, stand up here so we can start the pictures while you're speaking?
No problem.
And then they can get assembled and everybody can see how wonderful they look tonight.
Mr. Chairman, I don't know if you want. So last summer, what I was really struck with while watching TV was some of the footage coming out of the destruction that Hurricanes Harvey and Maria brought to both Texas and Puerto Rico. What really stuck with me was the stories of the bonds of families and their pets and what they would go through just to make sure their pets are safe through all of this. So the school year started, I came in thinking, well, what can I do to bring in a town with as much heart as Old Bridge some sort of partnership or connection between the shelter system here and what people naturally love, their pets. But I wouldn't be standing here today if it wasn't for these students. They've worked tirelessly since the beginning of the school year, planning a fall fundraiser and supply drive. And since really only January have they started the financial aspect of our fundraiser, which to date has already raised, well, when we printed the check, it was $2,000. We just received a $200 donation from the musical at Salk. And this week alone, they actually raised over $100 more just in the building. So I feel like this is just the beginning and this is just the start. And again, I can't say how proud I am of these students standing here. They work so hard, tirelessly for day in and day out, always making the money and working really hard to bring awareness to shelter. So I look forward to even expanding this hopefully into other schools in the district where I feel like, again, this is just the beginning. So we hope that our work inspires others to give back as we concentrate so much on the pillars of character education at Salk. It's always a big focus for us. So the Old Bridge Animal Club, we are holding a fundraiser for National Pet Month, which does start on May 1st. And we'll be at the Friendlies on Ferry Road from 5 to 9 p.m. So we'd really love it if the whole community could come out and support us. And we'll have a table set up with information on how you can help assist the shelter even more. So thank you, and we do hope to see you there. And thank you guys so much for do it. All right, well, all right.
I want to thank those young ladies and gentlemen. Before the event, they did give me a thank you card, so thank you to them. And our last recognition this evening, the recipient could not be here because of a prior engagement, but we still wanted to recognize what she had done. Move the board to recognize Shirley Jung, she's noon hour supervisor at Miller Elementary School, who came to the aid of a choking child. From what I understand, Ms. Jung was across the room. She saw a child who was choking on their lunch and used her training from the past and quickly came across the room, used a Heimlich maneuver and relieved the choking child and was able to open up the airwave. Something definitely going above and beyond the call of duty, and we have to really thank her for being there and being diligent to come to the aid of a child. So thank you again, Shirley Jung.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Cittadino. May I have a motion on all the wonderful recognition for this evening?
Reed would like to. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Reed. Can I have a
Dinoff will
second?
second.
Very well. Mr. Dinoff, any conversation, discussion?
May I? Mr. Dunn?
Absolutely, Mr. DePrima.
You know, this is what it's all about. We have so many different issues and budgets and problems and whatever. This is what it's about, though, recognition of the students. We have a TV star, chefs, a teacher who does special things, people that give out money, and somebody that saved a life. What more could we possibly ask for? This is just unbelievable. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. DePrima. Anyone else on the board? Yes, Ms. Kelly.
I would just like to add my congratulations to everybody for all the good things that we've seen here tonight. As Mr. DePrima said, this is really what it's all about, and this is what makes what we do such a pleasure. So congratulations again.
Thank you, Mrs. Kelly. Anyone else on the board like to comment before we take a vote on recognition? Not seeing anything? Mr. Mayor, roll call, please.
DeCarroll,
Yes.
DePrima,
Yes.
Dinoff,
Yes.
Lent,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Singh,
Yes.
Silikowski,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Dunn.
Yes.
Resolutions 1 through 5 pass.
Very well, Mr. Mayor. Thank you. Superintendent's report. Mr. Cittadino.
Thank you, Mr. Dunn. In assembling the budget, it calls upon us to look at some of the accomplishments for the year of 2017-18. And as promised, I told the board in doing a superintendent's report that also was reflective of our progress towards goals. I put together a list of accomplishments for the 2017-18 school year. You can see it in your board packets looking like this. So over the past 365 days of the year, we've been recognized as the 8th safest school district in the state of New Jersey. That's number 8 out of 590, according to Niche.com. We had our highest performance levels in the SAT and AP assessments in the district's history, according to the College Board. We had our ceremony for our first National Blue Ribbon School at Cheesequake Elementary School. We had the implementation of our Mission 2022 District 5-Year Strategic Plan. Through that strategic plan, as it called for us to increase technology, we rolled out 6,000 HP Stream student devices. All curriculums became up-to-date and in compliance with state and national standards. Our school security site assessments were conducted at every school in the district in accordance with our strategic plan. We have the first ever Old Bridge Township Public School Played Unified program recognized by the state of New Jersey, Special Olympics. We have our first Junior World Language Society created at the middle school levels, both middle schools, to recognize 8th grade proficiency in world languages. Elementary Percussion Ensemble was created for 4th and 5th grade students for opportunities to perform nationwide and internationally. Only elementary group student of its kind in this area. We have the successful study abroad programs at the same time operating in China and Germany, and they're both affiliated with partner schools from both countries. We initiated our first ever elementary STEM club. The Old Bridge High School Percussion ranked number 1 in the nation for all seasons and a fan favorite. We had the implementation of our Effective School Solutions at Old Bridge High School main campus. We witnessed a 45%, I repeat, 45% reduction in out-of-school district placement of students since 2009. We currently have 6 promising practices being recognized for their applications being reviewed, and all the funding for that came 100% out of local business sponsorship, 0 cost to the board. The Old Bridge High School girls soccer team won their first GMC tournament in the school history. The Old Bridge High School cheerleaders won the Group 4 state championship, first time in school history. And the Knights football team won the Red Division championship, second time in school history. And Jonas Salk Middle School was selected as an Energy Star school. We have so much to be proud of, and we have so much to look forward to in 2018-19. And as you will see at our budget meeting on Thursday, same time, 7:30? Or 7 o'clock, I'm sorry. You'll see how these accomplishments lead themselves to our goals for the 2018-19 budget. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cittadino. Obviously outlined here in the district accomplishments for 2017-18, you could see that this district is exceeding all accomplishments very well. We've worked in stride tremendously over the last many years to ensure that we put our district in a position to gather these great accolades, and it's no thanks to not only the great administration, it's also the dedicated board members and teachers and everyone who participate in this wonderful school district. Thank you, Mr. Cittadino. Any comments on our school accomplishments from the board? Not seeing any, we'll move on. Mr. Mara, any correspondence, sir? No correspondence. Very well. Special committee reports. I know we have at least one this evening. Mr. Solikowski.
Yes, we had a curriculum meeting, I guess it was about 3 weeks ago, and I would like to thank Jill Cowley, Jill DeCaro, Sal DePrima, and Walter Reed for attending the meeting. They're board members on the committee. Ms. Kyler reported on the committee on World Language Study Abroad program regarding a continued expansion on current study abroad programs of French. Mr. Bell and Mr. Good presented an update on the elementary percussion assembly for 4th and 5th grade students. The elementary drumline is already attracting national attention for their work. The students recently participated alongside the middle and high school percussion of the district drumline performance. Ms. Kyler discussed the innovation at the middle school to recruit students, enhance curriculum, and add value to the current program. This initiative is the World Language Junior Honor Society. World Language Junior Honor Society induction ceremonies are now offered at the middle school level. Okay, Dr. Cascone briefed the committee on regarding on the NJ DOE recent NJ QSAC site visitations. The state's site visitation took place on March 26th, and the follow-up meeting took place on April 19th. Both went extremely well. The NJDOE team was impressed on the numerous level of the district's academic and curricular programs. Old Bridge will regain its designation on the NJQSA as a high-performing district. Again, Dr. Ferreira updated the committee on the current plans for implementation of the K-5 math series, Innovations Math Pearsons for 2018 and 19 school year. In April, Teacher's Edition and material will be received in advance of the grade level teacher professional development workshop being offered in May. Curricular writers will be working over the summer. They don't have a 12-month contract, it's a 10-month contract. This is a stipend given to them. And they will rewrite the curriculum for this particular area. Additional teacher professional development will be offered in September to support the implementation. The next meeting will take place, I believe, tomorrow night. Am I right? And it starts at 7 o'clock. Thank you very much.
A lot going on regarding our curriculum there. It's all good. We're really cutting edge, and I want to sincerely thank everyone for participating, because it's a very difficult process to get that curriculum together. And thank you, Mr. Solikowski, for
You have to remember the two important parts of education is, number one, curriculum, what we teach the kids, and number two, finance, where are we going to get the money to pay everybody.
Absolutely. Any other special committee reports this evening? Not seeing any? We'll move forward. Facilities use, there's nothing here. And now I will open it to hearing of residents on agenda items only. So if anyone has any questions or concerns on anything that's delineated and outlined in tonight's agenda, please come up to the podium and speak to us live. Don't see anyone? Going once, going twice. Going to close this portion of the meeting. Thank you. Moving forward. Very well. Curriculum Professional Development. May I have a motion, please?
Callie will move.
Thank you. May I have a second?
Carol will second.
Thank you, Mr. Singh. Any discussion or concerns? Not seeing any. Roll call, Mr. Mara.
DePrima,
Yes.
Dinoff,
Yes.
Lent,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Singh,
Yes.
Silikowski,
Yes.
Callie,
Yes.
DeCaro,
Yes.
Dunn.
Yes.
Resolutions 1 through 3.
Very well, Mr. Mara. Moving forward, athletics, item 1. May I have a motion, please?
Single move.
Thank you, Mr. Singh. Second?
Lent will second it.
Thank you, Mrs. Lent. Any concern or conversation? Roll call, Mr. Mara.
Dinoff,
Yes.
Lent,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Singh,
Yes.
Silikowski,
Yes.
Callie,
Yes.
DeCaro,
Yes.
DePrima,
Yes.
Dunn.
Yes.
Resolution 1 passed.
Very well. Moving forward, finance, items 1 through 11. May I have a motion, please?
Dinoff will move.
Thank you, Mr.
Reed will
Dinoff.
second.
Mr. Reed, thank you for seconding. Any concern or conversation? Not seeing any. Roll call, Mr. Mara.
Lent,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Singh,
Yes.
Silikowski,
Yes.
Callie,
Yes.
DeCaro,
Yes.
DePrima,
Yes.
Dinoff,
Yes.
Dunn.
Yes.
Resolutions 1 through 11.
Very well. Moving forward, non-certificated personnel office, items 1 through 5. May I have a motion, please?
Callie will move.
Thank you, Ms. Callie. May I have a second?
DeCaro will second.
Thank you, Mr. Carroll. Any concern or conversation? Not seeing any. Roll call, Mr. Mara.
Reed,
Yes.
Singh,
Yes.
Silikowski,
Yes.
Callie,
Yes.
DeCaro,
Yes.
DePrima,
Yes.
Dinoff,
Yes.
Lent,
Yes.
Dunn.
Yes.
Resolutions 1 through.
Very well. Moving forward, non-certificated personnel operational, items 1 through 4. May I have a motion?
Lent will move it.
Thank you, Ms. Lent.
Dinoff will second.
Mr. Dinoff, thank you for seconding. Any concerns or conversation? Not seeing any. Roll call, Mr. Mara.
Singh,
Yes.
Silikowski,
Yes.
Callie,
Yes.
DeCaro,
Yes.
DePrima,
Yes.
Dinoff,
Yes.
Lent,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Dunn.
Yes.
Resolutions 1 through 4 pass.
Thank you, Mr. Mara. Moving forward, non-certificated personnel other, items 1 through 6. May I have a motion, please?
DeCaro motion.
Thank you, Mr. Carroll. May I have a second?
Callie will second.
Thank you, Ms. Callie. Any concern? Conversation? Not seeing any. Roll call, Mr. Mara.
Silikowski,
Yes.
Callie,
Yes.
DeCaro,
Yes.
DePrima,
Yes.
Dinoff,
Yes.
Lent,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Singh,
Yes.
Dunn.
Yes.
Resolutions 1 through 6.
Very well, thank you. Moving forward, certificated personnel, items 1 through 24. May I have a motion, please?
I'll move.
Thank you, Mr. DePrima. May I have a second? Thank you, Mr. Singh. Any concern or conversation?
Yes, certified personnel number 1. We have 4 of our employees that are retiring this particular year, and I would wish them a lot of luck. The first one is Anita Schachter. She has 22 years. William Kildoff has 18 years. Mary Kreppen has 12 years. And which is Tatina Lakavita, I think. That's how I pronounce it. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. She has 19 years. And we have a total of, I believe, 81 years there. I wish them a lot of luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Silikowski, for reading the names into the record. Obviously, when employees spend so much time educating our children, we want to acknowledge their hard work by reading the names into the record when they're retiring. And I personally know two of the retirees, Anita Schachtner and also Mary Krepine, and they're fine educators, just as all four are on this list of retirees. And we thank you for your years of service. And Old Bridge is a better place because of your dedication and hard work. Mr. Mara, roll call.
Callie,
Yes.
DeCaro,
Yes.
Prima,
Yes.
Dinoff,
Yes.
Lent,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Singh,
Yes.
Silikowski,
Yes.
Dunn,
Yes, and I abstain from point 9.
Resolutions 1 through 24 pass.
Very well, thank you, Mr. Mara. Moving forward, non-certificated personnel transportation, items 1 through 9. May I have a motion, please?
DeCaro, motion.
Thank you, Mr. Carroll.
Lent will second.
Thank you, Ms. Lent. Any concerns or conversation? Not seeing any. Roll call, Mr. Mara.
DeCaro,
Yes.
DePrima,
Yes.
Dinoff,
Yes.
Lent,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Singh,
Yes.
Silikowski,
Yes.
Callie,
Yes.
Dunn.
Yes.
Resolutions 1 through 9 pass.
Very well, moving forward. Supplies, equipment, and services, items 1 through 21.
Dinoff will move.
Mr. Dinoff, may I have a second, please?
Callie will second.
Thank you, Ms. Callie. Any concerns or conversation? Not seeing any. Roll call, Mr. Mara.
DePrima,
Yes.
Dinoff,
Yes.
Lent,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Singh,
Yes.
Silikowski,
Yes.
Callie,
Yes.
DeCaro,
Yes.
Dunn.
Yes.
Resolutions 1 through 21 pass.
Very well, thank you, Mr. Mara. Moving forward, transportation, items 1 through 4. May I have a motion, please?
Callie will move.
Thank you, Ms. Callie. May I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Singh. Any concerns or conversation? Not seeing any. Roll call, Mr. Mara.
Dinoff,
Yes.
Lent,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Singh,
Yes.
Silikowski,
Yes.
Callie,
Yes.
DeCaro,
Yes.
DePrima,
Yes.
Dunn.
Yes.
Resolutions 1 through 4 pass.
Very well, thank you, Mr. Mara. Moving forward, miscellaneous, items 1 through 6. May I have a motion on miscellaneous?
Single move.
Thank you, Mr. Singh. May I have a second?
DeCaro will second.
Thank you, Mr. Carroll. Any concerns or conversation? Not seeing any. Roll call, Mr. Mara.
Callie,
Yes.
DeCaro,
Yes.
DePrima,
Yes.
Dinoff,
Yes.
Lent,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Singh,
Yes.
Silikowski,
Yes.
Dunn.
Yes.
Resolutions 1 through 6 pass.
Okay, moving forward, board secretary and board business, items 1 through 13. Mr. Parton.
Yes, because I just spoke to Mr. Cittadino about the timing for the process for the superintendent's evaluation. As we talked about briefly last week, you are now at a place on this issue only where there are 5 board members who have conflicts of interest as defined under the School Ethics Act. So to launch the process with people participating, we need to invoke what is called the doctrine of necessity. That means so many people are disqualified that everybody is qualified. This is New Jersey. That is how the law works. If enough people cannot participate and you need 5 to do it, everybody's back in. So we have, by your bylaw and by the state law, we have a rather elaborate motion that we're going to add under this. I had thought that we could do this in May, but to start the process in a timely manner with the goal of completing it in a timely manner, we're going to add that under Board Secretary and Board Business tonight. So item number 14, Mr. Dunn, would you like to do 1 through 13, and then I'll read number 14, so it's fresh in people's minds, or would you prefer to do it all at once?
Let's separate it out so that we have a clear definition of the doctrine of necessity.
Sure.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to vote on Board Secretary and Board Business, items 1 through 13. May I have a motion, please?
Callie will move.
Thank you. May I have a second?
One second.
Mr. Singh, thank you. So we're going to vote on 1 through 13. Is there any concerns or conversation? Mr. Mara, roll call on items 1 through 13.
DeCarroll,
Yes.
DePrima,
Yes.
Dinoff,
Yes.
Lent,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Singh,
Yes.
Solikowski,
Yes.
Callie,
Yes.
Dunn.
Yes.
Resolutions 1 through 13 pass.
Okay, now we're going to move on to item 14, which is a doctrine of necessity, and our attorney will explain and read it further. Thank you.
Okay, so this is the doctrine that, or this is the resolution that you need to pass in order for Ms. DeCaro, Ms. Callie, Ms. Lent, Mr. Dunn, and Mr. Reed all to be able to participate. Otherwise, you cannot get a quorum of support for the superintendent's evaluation process. So the resolution that you're considering, again, your bylaw requires some magic words to be used, so that's why this is a 10-line resolution as follows. This is a motion for the board to adopt the doctrine of necessity consistent with your bylaw 0163 and U.S. versus Will for conduct of the evaluation and summative evaluation conference with the chief school administrator. The doctrine is being invoked because 5 members of the Old Bridge Board of Education have family members employed in the public schools, 1 teaching staff member, 1 noon-hour supervisor, and 3 paraprofessionals, which employment creates a conflict for each such member under the School Ethics Act for purposes of the chief school administrator evaluation. It renders the board unable to perform the legally required function. Therefore, the doctrine of necessity must be invoked, resulting in all 9 board members being fully eligible to participate throughout this process. And you need a motion and a second.
Very well. Thank you, Mr. Pardon. So basically, I'm going to need a motion to enact the doctrine of necessity. So may I have a motion, please?
Lent will motion.
Thank you, Ms. Lent. May I have a second? Thank you, Mr. DeCaro. Any concerns or conversation on this matter?
I just have one question, please, Mr. Parton. Is this good going forward, or do we have to do this each time there's an issue? Well, it's good forever.
It is for this issue. So it is not for any one component of it, but for the entirety of Mr. Cittadino's 2017-18 evaluation process. There are no other issues where you will have to do this because with all the central office administrators, with all the bargaining units, you have at least 5 qualified board members. So this should do you for the current school year, Mr. DePrima.
Thank you.
Very well. Any other concerns or conversation before we vote on the doctrine of necessity? Very well, Mr. Mara, roll call.
DeCarroll,
Yes.
DePrima,
Yes.
Dinoff,
Yes.
Lent,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Singh,
Yes.
Solikowski,
Yes.
Callie,
Yes.
Dunn.
Yes.
Resolution 14 pass.
Very well. Thank you, Mr. Mara. Moving forward, hearing of residents on any school district issue. So if you have any concerns or you want to praise, you want to bring up anything that you have on your mind to the Board of Education, you're welcome to. And I see our wonderful, lovely Kelly Ellis Forster coming to the microphone. Thank you.
Thank you. I just wanted to give a few updates. The student Senate representative talked about Relay. There's a couple things coming up. First, I have to say the district has been immensely supportive of Relay this year. We're having a little earlier, so there's a lot more opportunity for the students to get involved. Our elementary school character ambassadors have been phenomenal. The two big things coming up before Relay will be this weekend on Sunday, April 29th, we have our Bark for Life. We will be having doggy yoga. We will be having agility training and treats. So it's a great way that those people who have either gone through cancer or going through treatments to pay recognition to their pets, who are extremely important during that process. So it'll be a fun event. Right now, it's going to be sunny and 60. The next fun event will be on May 1st, Tuesday. We're having, what time? Menino Park, the Bark for Life is noon to 4. Then on Tuesday, we were having our first, hopefully annual, softball tournament between the Old Bridge Police Department PBA 127 and the Old Bridge High School staff. So that will be at 7:30 over at Lombardi at the high school varsity football, baseball stadium. So that will be another fun event that we're really looking forward to. Our character ambassadors are going to be out that day also helping us. And then leading into May 19th is the actual relay, which will be at Lombardi from noon to midnight. We have a number of students who are helping us, whether they're sharing their talents and performing, they're helping us, or they have a team. The district right now is our #1 organization as far as teams and raising money, so we're excited about that, and there'll be more coming up over the next couple weeks as we prepare for it. And so that's the relay update. And then the other real quick one is this Saturday, in conjunction with the flea market, the First District Flea Market. I'll throw that plug out there for you. We are also having our glass slipper, the last one for the prom, but it will also be for the 8th grade dance. So that will be happening in the GNC on Saturday from 11 to 4.
Can you just explain Glass Slipper for people who don't know?
Sure. The Glass Slipper is a nonprofit organization that has new and like-new dresses for our students who might have a little trouble affording the expensive prom. So the dresses are at no cost. So we have both formal wear for proms and, again, for 8th grade dance. So for those 8th graders, or if anybody has an event where they just need some kind of fancy wear and something pretty, they are all welcome to stop by. There's no documentation needed, and it's open to anybody in the area.
Kelly, there's a few other things besides dresses, right? We have accessories too.
We do have some accessories. We have some shoes, there's some jewelry, a few other things. If you put a call out to this community asking for some donations or anything, the response is overwhelming. So, yeah, thank you.
No, just the last time anybody who's thinking about going, it's not a few dresses. The last time I was in there were more dresses than in the last dress shop I was in. So
yeah, we have about 12 racks right now. So there is certainly a style for everyone, and I'm sure Mr. Dolan would be fine if we clear out some of the inventory that's in the school right now. So, but it's open to anybody in the area. You don't need to be in Old Bridge. Anything else from here? No?
Just what a complete board meeting this has been. We talked about cooking, a little politics, a little fashion. It's like watching The View. I don't know.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Kelly Ellis Forster. Anyone else would like to come up to the microphone? Not seeing anyone else, I'm going to close out this portion of the board meeting. Moving forward, old business? New business? With that said, I want to go through the order of the good. If members want to speak at this point on any issue that's on your mind, please do so. We'll start from my left to right this evening, and Mr. Solokowski.
Yes, I'd like to congratulate all the youngsters that received their awards and certificates tonight for the fine job that they did at all these events. I want to give my condolences to Joe Segala. I worked with the man for over 30 years. He was a Spanish teacher, and he spent many, many good years with us. He was a good friend of mine. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Solokowski. Mr. Singh?
Just want to say good luck to the retirees and thanks for their services. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Singh.
I also would like to send my condolences to Joe Segala's family. Joe, as Matt said, Joe worked with us for a long time. I would also like to send my condolences to Fran DeCibas. Fran was my 7th grade math teacher, so we go back some. And she was one of the people that really started the planetariums here in Old Bridge, so my condolences to both families.
Thank you, Mr. Reed. Ms. Lent?
I just want to say how great this community really is. It really makes me proud to be part of such a wonderful community, just seeing all the different things that not only the kids are doing, but the parents, the high school working with the younger kids. It's just fantastic, and I'm really proud to be part of such a great community.
Thank you, Ms. Lent. Mr. Dinoff?
Yes, thank you. I would just like to congratulate all the students and community members that were recognized this evening. It really shows the diversity among the recognition, shows what a special community this is and how close-knit it is. And it's really nice to see the various recognitions. It's clear that Old Bridge is cultivating a lot of future leaders and even visionaries, so thank you so much. And congratulations to the retirees. We wish you a lot of luck.
Thank you, sir. Mr. DePrima?
Thank you, Mr. Dunn. Yeah, as I said earlier, this is my favorite part of the meetings, all the recognition. We have some great things going on. I just want to share two quick stories with you guys. I shared this with my colleagues. I hope everybody saw the email. At the last week's Tricky Tray, this is some of the recognition that goes unnoticed. There was a teacher who tried to win a Disney trip, not for her children. She was going to give it to one of her students if she won. I thought that was so selfless and giving and generous. And I saw on social media about a bus driver who, I think it was a kindergartner, 5-year-old child, asked her to come to his game, and she did. And it meant the world to the little guy. And it's just things like that that make us special. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. DePrima. Mr. Carroll?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Dunn. First, I'd just like to express my deepest sympathies to the family of Francis DeCibas and Joe Segalia. I first met Joe Segalia when he was VP of the high school, and he was in charge of scholarship night. So, you know, it's been a while. He had a very good career, and my deepest sympathy goes out to the both of their families. And again, also, as echoed by the rest of my board members, just such a great night. It's just such a wonderful community that we have. So many fantastic things, so many recognitions that we had tonight. You know, and the one thing, first of all, the animals, giving to the animal shelters, I mean, that's just near and dear to my heart. As a vegan myself, for the animals, it's like anytime anybody does something for the animals, it's like fantastic. You know, to show compassion for animals does show true character, and to foster that in children is fantastic. And I'd also like to talk about the World Language Honor Society induction ceremony that I attended. I feel like it was last week. I don't know. Yeah, it was last week. Days go by. And just a great job to Ms. Kyler and Madame Molly. And it was really a great ceremony. It was just a beautiful, and your speech was just fantastic. Really resonated, you know. One of the things that you said was, you know, language is, it doesn't just teach, we don't just learn language, we learn culture. And by learning culture, you learn about that person, and you accept that person, you know that person, you know, so that we don't have those barriers. And that really resonated with me, so thank you for that. And also, congratulations to Madame Malley for that scholarship. I think that's just fantastic. She's going to France, and that's just great. Congratulations to her. And, you know, also the future chef. And I'd just like to also, our judges, we did not make note of our judges. We had a lot of very famous judges there, Mr. DePrima, Dr. Hoker, Mr. Mara, Karen Hicks, and one other coach. I don't. Yeah, not the judges. I mean, there was one other judge, and I don't know her name, but they did a great. That's right. Okay, right, because you couldn't go, and you know, so they did a great job. And, but the kids it was just such a great, like it was my first time that I had been there, and just such a great, see them all in their little chef's hats, and they were so cute. And what I was really happy about is that I actually had 3 meals that I could actually eat, because I don't eat, you know, meat or fish, meat or dairy. So there was actually 3 meals that they made that were good for me. So it was very diverse. and very professional, and they were all so proud of themselves, and I congratulate, there was one winner, but they were all winners. So I just wanted to, and also congratulations to Michelle Feliciano for doing a great job with that. And also to Anthony Martino, great job. He's going places, that kid. He's got the personality, and I'd like to see more of him going places. And I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. DeCaro. Ms. Callie.
Okay, one of the downsides to being the last person is you're a little redundant. I don't know whether it's worse to be first or last, but I don't want to be remiss. I want to offer my condolences to the family of Francis DeCibis and Joe Scalia. They were wonderful educators and administrator in the district, and my deepest condolences to their families. And again, congratulations to all the students and staff that were recognized tonight. The Future Chefs, I attended that for the first time this year, and I was very, very impressed. And I hope they all are paying attention to Tony Clams so that they have something to aspire to. And Tony Clams, I want to be one of the first people invited to your restaurant in about 10 years, possibly, maybe 15. Congratulations to Ms. Molly. Thank you to the Salk students and the advisors for the animal shelter. And Ms. Jung, I am sure that those parents are extremely grateful that you were in the right place at the right time. Thank you so much. To our retirees, I don't want to single anybody out, but I worked with Ms. Schachter quite a lot. She was a teacher in the elementary school when my children started, and I just want to thank them all for their years of service to our students. We really do have the most phenomenal staff in this district. And I think I'm done. Oh, I'm sorry, one more thing. That World Language Honor Society, is that going to be shown on TV, the induction? Was that filmed for TV? Because it is? Okay. Because We Are the World is always a song that brings tears to my eyes, but what was nearly hysterical and so thankful that I was sitting behind the students at the time when they sang it in 6 languages, including English, I guess, right? Yeah. It was absolutely, absolutely amazing. And the choice of the song was, beyond perfect. Like I said, I was very grateful I was hidden from the audience at the time. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Callie. So I just want to remind everyone real quick that the Board of Education will be having a special meeting to adopt our 2018-2019 budget on Thursday at 7 p.m., the 26th of April, in this same very room. And we'll be here to discuss the budget and to hopefully adopt it for the new school year. Also on Thursday evening is the third and final session of Hidden in Plain Sight at Carl Sandburg Middle School at 7 p.m. So if you weren't able to go to the first 2 seminars, I implore you to go and pay your time and go to this last seminar. It's worthwhile, like I said earlier. And again, it's our children, and any little bit of assistance that can be given to the parents to recognize the telltale signs of having an issue goes a long way. I can tell you, for being a first responder myself, I've seen children 16, 17, 18 years old in very dire circumstances from drug use, whether it be in a motor vehicle accident or in a life-saving issue. So please, parents, please attend. I implore you, and I ask you to do the right thing for your children. Thirdly, I want to give a good shout out to Salk Middle School for an incredible production of Annie. It was an incredible production on Saturday. I had the pleasure of attending the play, and I can say wholeheartedly that these kids are amazing. I know that Sal DePrima also attended, and a few other board members, and I was just floored by the incredible talent that these children have, and it's just a testament to what this district is doing, giving these children so many different avenues to excel. So, all kudos to the Salk Middle School production. So that went really, really well. I was quite pleased. And also, again, Sauk Middle School with the Animal Club, kudos to you guys for raising over $2,000 for the animal shelter. That's an extraordinary accomplishment. It's a life lesson, and I think our children throughout the entire district are doing amazing things, and it was clearly delineated by the superintendent's report regarding our district's accomplishments, so we all should be proud. With that said, I'm going to turn the microphone over to David Citadino. He has a few words before we adjourn this evening.
Mr. Dunn, can I
Yes.
just say one more thing before Mr. Citadino starts?
Absolutely.
We have one of our new hires in the audience, Dr. Kimberly Banks Costello. So I would like to congratulate you and welcome you.
Congratulations and welcome aboard, Doctor. Okay, now I turn it over to Mr. Citadino.
Just lastly, tonight I want to give a shout out to a little girl named Jolie Dockery. She's I don't want to insult her. I think first grade at Voorhees School. I bumped into her at Tuscany. She was just excited to see me as I was excited to see her. So I hope she's having a great night and getting her homework done. The German trip, I wanted to thank the students who and the staff who put together the German trip. Madam Keeler, Britta Schmitz, and those students, they really represented our country so well there, and everything they did. It was truly a rewarding event, but thank mostly the parents who trusted us to deliver their students back to them a little bit brighter, a little bit more worldly, and always healthy and safe. So thank you to trusting in us that we could do that. And lastly, these district accomplishments. None of this is possible without Team Old Bridge. Our staff is truly amazing, and at the bottom of it all is this Board of Education. Without your support of our endeavors, none of these accomplishments could happen. So thank you to all of you for believing in us, trusting us, and giving us the latitude to bring our district where it needs to be. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dave, and for your hard work along with your administration, Dr. Hoka, and all the wonderful professionals that we have working here. These goals, these accomplishments are a testament to everyone's hard work, and I echo David's comments. Thank you. With that said, I would say that we're going to adjourn. There's no executive session this evening, so make a motion for adjournment.
I'll move it.
Thank you, Ms. Lent. May I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Carroll. Roll call, Mr. Mara.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned.
Thank you.